my book and wax friends. Welcome to my channel. My name is Amber and I adore books and I adore home fragrance. So I always post about both. I have my library book haul for you for the month of November. Lots of good ones I'm looking forward to. And yeah, let's jump into it. And I actually remembered to grab my reading glasses for being able to actually see the synopsises for you guys, because it always seems like I forget. So first one, I've been wanting to read this for a while. I'm finally grabbing it so I can read it. Howl's Moving Castle by Diana Wynne Jones. I've heard this is a super magical, whimsical time. That's the type of books that I really love. So this says, Sophie has, excuse me, the great misfortune of being the eldest of three daughters, destined to fail miserably should she ever leave home to seek her fate. But when she unwittingly attracts the ire of the Witch of the Waste, Sophie finds herself under a horrid spell that transforms her into an old lady. Her only chance at breaking it lies in the ever-moving castle in the hills, the wizard Howl's castle. To untangle the enchantment, Sophie must handle the heartless Howl, strike a bargain with a fire demon, and meet the Witch of the Waste head-on. Along the way, she discovers that there's far more to Howl and herself than first meets the eye. So, sounds right up my alley, and I can't wait to jump into it. Okay, the next one I'm also super excited about. This is translated from, I think, Korean. Yeah, it was a bestseller in, I think, Korea. But it was translated into English. It's called The Dallerget Dream Department Store. And again, it looks right up my alley with the cute whimsicalness of it. And I really adore this cover. It also drew me in. This is by Mai Lee. I think it's how you pronounce it. And this is about, and guess what? I'm gonna need my glasses. So I'm glad I remembered. So this is, says, what if there was a store that sold dreams? Which would you buy? Who might you become when you wake up? So in a mysterious town hidden in our collective subconscious, there's a department store that sells dreams. Day and night, visitors, both human and animal, shuffle in to purchase their latest adventure. Each floor specializes in specific types of dreams. Childhood memories, food dreams, ice skating, dreams of stardom. Flying dreams are almost always sold out. Some seek dreams of loved ones who have died. For Penny, an enthusiastic new hire working at Dallerget, is the opportunity of a lifetime. As she uncovers the workings of this whimsical world, she bonds with a cast of unforgettable characters, including Dallerget, the flamboyant and wise owner, Baby Nap Rockabye, a famous dream designer, Maxim, a nightmare producer, and many customers who dream to heal, dream to grow, and dream to flourish. So, oh, this sounds so cute. I can't wait to pick it up. I think I'll probably wait till December with this one, just because it feels more, like I said, whimsical. Probably for Howl's Moving Castle too. I don't know though. It depends on, whether it gets picked for TBR in what way. Okay, the next one is called Casket Case. I know this is a new release. I think it came out in October. Lauren Evans. October or September. So this one is it possible to build a life with a man who works for death? Nora thought she was finished with Rabbit Town. I think I don't need this. Alabama for good. But unexpected tragedy turned her life upside down, and she's found herself back in her tiny hometown running the family casket business. Yeah, I did talk about this in, I think it was September's anticipated reads, I think. Until Nora's ordinary casket-selling days is interrupted by a handsome stranger wandering into her shop and asking for directions. Garrett Bishop seems like the ideal guy, but let's see. I gotta read. He's thoughtful, he's kind, he's passionate about his job. As a logistics coordinator, she's not totally sure what logistics entails, but she knows it means long hours, lots of travel, and urgent calls in the middle of the night. When a few of Rabbit Town's residents suddenly pass away, a heart attack here, a car crash there, and Garrett is spotted at the scenes of, well, all of the deaths, his frustratingly vague job description starts to become increasingly suspicious. What does Garrett actually do for a living? He's a logistics coordinator for death. So, magical realism, very cute. It's a heartfelt story of a small town girl who feels surrounded by death, literally and figuratively. That seems like it could be adorable. So we'll do that one. Then we have The Village Library Demon Hunting Society. This is by C.M. Wagoner. And this is about librarian Sherry Pinkwhistle keeps finding bodies and solving murders, but she's concerned by just how many killers she's had to track down in her quaint village. None of her neighbors seem surprised by the rising body count, but Sherry is growing convinced that whatever has been causing these deaths, when someone close to Sherry ends up dead and her cat, Lord Thomas Cromwell, is possessed by what seems to be an ancient demon, Sherry begins to think she's going to need help or need to become an exorcist as well as an amateur sleuth. So it says it's a riotous mix of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Murder, She Wrote. So that seems fun. Definitely would have been better in October, but it didn't come from the library in time, unfortunately. It's also a brand new release. Okay, then we have This Spells Love. And this is about a girl named Gemma who gets dumped by her long-term boyfriend. She reacts the only reasonable way a 28-year-old would, by getting drunk with her sister, her kooky aunt, and her best friend Dax. After one too many margaritas, they just decide to perform a love-cleansing spell that promises to erase Gemma's ex from her memory. They follow all the instructions, including a platonic kiss from Dax to seal the deal. Waking up the next morning, Gemma realizes that the silly spell has worked far too well. Not only does it seem that she never dated her ex, but the rest of her life is completely different. The worst part, Dax has no idea who she is. To reverse the spell and get back to her old life, Gemma must convince her once best friend, now totally stranger, to kiss her. But as she carries out her plans, she finds herself falling for Dax hard. Soon Gemma begins to wonder whether she even wants to go back to the way things once were. What if Dax was the one all along? So that looks really cute. It's a friends to lovers type of witchy romance story. Okay, and then this has been on my Goodreads for TBR for quite a few years, and I recently read Ashley Poston's The 7-Year Slip, and I did really enjoy that despite the content in it. But this is a book by Ashley Poston. I think this is her first book she ever wrote. It's called Geekerella, and it's a YA romance from what I can tell, from what I remember. And I was like, oh, I put this on there a long time ago, and it's fallish. It seems fallish, so let's check it out. So this says, when geek girl Elle Whittemore sees a cosplay contest sponsored by the producers of Starfield, she has to enter. First prize is an invitation to the Excelsicon cosplay ball and meet and greet with the actor slated to play Federation Prince Carmendor to the reboot. Elle's been scraping together tips from her gig at the Magic Pumpkin food truck behind her stepmother's back, and winning this contest could be her ticket out once and for all, not to mention a fangirl's dream come true. Teen actor Darian Freeman is less than thrilled about this year's ExcelsiCon. He used to live for conventions, but now they're nothing but jaw-aching photo sessions and awkward meet and greets. Playing Federation Prince Carmendor is all he's ever wanted. But the diehard Starfield fandom has already dismissed him as just another heartthrob. As ExcelsiorCon draws near, closet nerd Darian feels more and more like a fake until he meets a girl who shows him otherwise. So this says part romance, part love letter to nerd culture, and totally adorbs. It's so cute. So it's kind of a retelling of Cinderella too, is what it seems like. So that seems adorable. Like I said, it's been on my Goodreads TBR for quite a few years. When did this come out? This came out in 2017, so a few years. Okay, next one is called Ever the Hunted, and this is by Erin Summerall. And I've heard good things. Who was it? I can't remember what booktuber was saying that she highly recommends this series, but someone did. And that got me to pick it up again. This also has been on my TBR for a minute. I think this is also 2017, actually. Oh, 2016. So I was like, I have to pick it up when she said that she highly recommends it. Okay, so this one is 17-year-old, I gotta put my glasses on, Britta Flannery is at ease only in the woods with her dagger and bow. She spends her days tracking criminals alongside her father, the legendary bounty hunter for the King of Malum. That is, until her father is murdered. Now, outcast and alone, and having no rights to her father's lands or inheritance, she seeks refuge where she feels most safe, Everwoods. When Britta is caught poaching by the Royal Guard, instead of facing the noose, she is offered a deal, her freedom in exchange for her father's killer. However, it's not so simple. The alleged killer is none other than Cohen McKay, her father's former apprentice. The only friend she's ever known, the boy she once loved, who broke her heart. She must go on a treacherous quest in a world of warring kingdoms and kings and dark magic to find the real killer. But Britta wields more power than she knows, and soon she will learn that what always made her different will make her daunting and dangerous. Ooh, that sounds good. That sounds very good. Okay, next is Us in Ruins. This is by Rachel Moore. This is a new release. Came out, I think, in October. Yeah, 2024. Just says 2024. But this is the same author as Library of Shadows, I think so. Yeah, the Library of Shadows, she also wrote. So, Us in Ruins. This is the mythical vase of Venus, Aurelia, hasn't been seen since 1932. But Margot Rhodes is determined to change that. Drawn by the vase's supposed magical properties, Margot embarks on her school's archaeological trip to Pompeii. Sure, it's her first time holding a shovel, but she's got something no one else does. Lost teenage explorer Van Keen's journal. Poring over the poetic entries that serve as a map to the vase's missing shards, Margot finds herself falling in love with the boy who wrote them a century ago. She's shocked when her search leads her to a statue that looks exactly like Van, and then the statue comes to life. Catapulted into the present, Van is nothing like the wordsmith Margot imagined. He's all sharp edges, intent on retrieving the relic for the wrong reasons. But it takes two to survive Venus's death-defying challenges. And together Margot and Van must excavate the treasure and their buried pasts before their story ends in ruins. That sounds really good. So, Us in Ruins. And then lastly is Wayward, and this is by Amelia Hart. I've heard good things about this. Let us see what it says. Actually, I think I can read it. Okay, 2019. Under cover of darkness, Kate flees London for ramshackle Wayward Cottage, inherited by a great aunt she barely knew. With its tumbling ivy overgrown garden, the cottage is worlds away from the abusive partner who tormented Kate, but she soon suspects that her great aunt had a secret, one that lurks in the bones of the cottage, hidden ever since the witch hunt of the 17th century. And then 1619, okay, so yeah, it is 3 timelines. Altha is awaiting trial for the murder of a local farmer who was stampeded to death by his herd. When Altha was a girl, her mother taught her that their magic, a kind not rooted in spellcasting, but in a deep knowledge of the natural world. But unusual women have always been deemed dangerous, and as the evidence of witchcraft is laid out against Altha, she knows it will take all her powers to maintain her freedom. And then 1942 is the 3rd timeline. As World War II rages, Violet is trapped in her family's grand crumbling estate. Straitjacketed by societal convention, she longs for the robust education her brother receives, and for her mother, long deceased, who is rumored to have gone mad before her death. The only traces Violet has of her are a locket bearing the initial W and the word Wayward scratched into the baseboard of her bedroom. So weaving together the stories of 3 extraordinary women across 5 centuries, Wayward is an astonishing debut and an enthralling novel of female resilience. So female empowerment is what it seems like it'll be. Very, very nice. So cool. Okay, so Wayward. So that's it, you guys. Those are all the books that I have to add to my TBR cart for the month of November. And yeah, there we go. I am looking forward to moving into, although I've enjoyed my autumnal reads and I love the fall, I am looking forward to some whimsical, magical, holiday type books in December. So some of these that are a little more like Halloween-y, fallish, I definitely want to get to while I can, and I'll save a few of these other ones that are less so probably for December, like I was saying a minute ago. So thank you so much for spending time with me. I appreciate all of you. Please like and subscribe for more book and home fragrance content. And until next time, have a wonderful rest of your day. TTFN. Ta-ta for now.